Hi, I'm Jason from Listen, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install and configure your new AudioConnect 2 with SoundCheck. Before we get started, let's make sure we have a few things. Your hardware key, your new AudioConnect 2 with its USB-C cable, as well as access to the internet to download the software or a USB drive with the installer already on it, and finally, the email containing your status.dat license file. This was sent when the hardware was shipped, and don't worry if you can't find it, give us a call or email and we'll be happy to resend that to you. Now, let's install SoundCheck. If you're already a SoundCheck user and you've just acquired new hardware, you could skip ahead to where we configure the hardware. First, insert the SoundCheck hardware key into one of your computer's USB ports. The drivers for this key are included in the software installation, so we want to plug it in early. Now, let's install the software. The download link is in the email with the license status.dat file. Again, if you need us to resend this, please give us a call or email. I've already downloaded it, so it's here, the setup executable. Let's click to install it. You may need to temporarily disable antivirus or security settings. If you're on a Windows machine installing it for the first time, it may prompt you to reboot to finish installing the LabVIEW runtime engine. This is normal, and SoundCheck will resume automatically after the reboot. Don't forget to register your software and hardware. This will ensure you're kept up to date with any new versions of software patches and also ensure speedy support should you run into any issues that you need help with. Now, let's open SoundCheck. You can see it starts off in demo mode. That's just because we haven't activated the software yet. When you open SoundCheck, the setup wizard pops up automatically and prompts us to locate our status.dat file. Make sure you've saved this somewhere you'll remember on your computer. Note that this file is key specific, so if you're installing multiple systems, you'll want to make sure you have the status file that matches the key for that system. Also, if you're installing multiple systems, you could put all the license files in the same directory and SoundCheck will automatically select the status.dat file that matches the connected key. Make sure you select the current folder option instead of open if you're doing this. Next, it prompts us to import settings from a previous version of SoundCheck. If this is your first time using SoundCheck, you can ignore this. Now we'll connect and configure our AudioConnect 2. If you have SoundCheck open, close it. We want to connect the AC2 before SoundCheck is opened. Plug in the AudioConnect 2 to your computer using the USB-C cable. This cable both powers the unit and communicates data between the interface and the computer. Now open SoundCheck. Because we already plugged the unit in, SoundCheck automatically recognizes the AudioConnect 2. If your device isn't discovered, try disconnecting and reconnecting the USB cable. Now let's configure it. Select Hardware from the Setup menu and go to the Hardware table. We're on the Audio tab at the top, and we can see all the input and output channels for the AudioConnect 2 have been automatically populated. Parameters such as the input and output peak voltage VP values are stored on the device's firmware and loaded automatically, so you don't need to type them in. Before we save and close this, let me show you the hardware configuration. Here you can select the AudioConnect 2, right-click, assign startup default, hit read settings, and this is where you can see what the current settings are. After this is configured, every time SoundCheck starts up, these settings will be set on the AC2. For now, we don't need to change anything here as self-test will configure this for us using message steps when we run the sequence. However, this is good to know for when writing your own sequences, troubleshooting, or you want to assign a different startup configuration. We'll click OK and hit save to close the editor. Okay, let's run self-test to make sure everything is communicating correctly. Go to File, Open, and then navigate to the Sequences Calibration folder. I'm going to select AudioConnect 2 Self-Test. We get a document with more information about this sequence. I'll close that now. And let's hit the green Start button, or use F2 keyboard shortcut to run the sequence. This configures the AC2 to internally loop back the outputs to the inputs. and it makes sure that it's able to send and receive signals without relying on external cables or transducers. This can be used as a sanity check to make sure everything in SoundCheck's hardware table is set properly and there's no issue with the device. As we can see, the unit has passed self-test. This is an important step. Don't skip it. Now everything is configured and we're ready to make a measurement. Let's do a quick demo. I'm going to run a basic headphone test. I have my headphones already set up on a headphone test fixture here. The test fixture contains 2 microphones and will power these from the AudioConnect 2 using IEPE mic bias. I'll connect the microphones to mic input 1 and 2 via BNC adapters, and I'll connect the headphones to the 1/4-inch headphone output of the AudioConnect 2. SoundCheck comes with lots of pre-installed test sequences to get you up and running quickly. For this, I'll open the Headphones AudioConnect 2 sequence from the Headphones folder. You can see there's an instruction document there if you want to learn more about this test. Before we run the sequence, let's double check our routing, signal paths, and mic bias. We can see here in the sequence editor that the acquisition step uses headphone amp 1, headphone amp 2, ear sim left, and ear sim right as our signal paths. SoundCheck automatically created these signal paths in calibration, and we can see here they are automatically set up to the appropriate hardware channel. I'm using IEPE microphones, so I need to go into the AC2's hardware configuration to ensure IEPE mic bias is selected for both input channels. Now let's hit run. And you can see we've got measurements for frequency response, total harmonic distortion, left-right tracking, and more from just one sweep. When measuring headphones, it is crucial that the ear cups are coupled properly with the test fixture. And that's it, you're up and running. For more resources, visit the Listen Support site or check the manuals included in your installation. And if you have any problems with your installation, we're here to help. Give us a call or email us at support@listeninc.com.